Good morning, afternoon, and evening, everybody. Welcome to a very quick edition of the Critical D-Cast. I'm your host, as always, Brian Bishop, and I'm joined this evening by the whole gang, Ruben Prado.
Yeah.
Mike Matthews.
I walked into Mordor once, it was aight.
And Matt Olson.
And they call it a mine. A mine! Oh, wait, that's Moria. That's Moria. Damn it. I fucked it up.
This is gonna be the Super Sanic Fast
We're off
edition.
to the best start we can right now.
Super Sanic Fastcast.
Whoa, Brian.
What?
Did you like plug in your headset or something?
I plugged in my Xbox headset.
Oh man, this is
Infinitely better.
something, man. This is real.
Brian, do we have Xbox the Hedgehog yet?
Xbox the Hedgehog,
Do
dude.
we have any of that? 'Cause I
Actually,
think we
wait a
need
minute.
Xbox Hedgehog.
Let me do some quick research. Xbox the Hedgehog.
Xbox the OC Hedgehog.
No, not. Go away, Xbox. I'm not binging Xbox the Hedgehog, you fuck. Yeah, okay, Xbox the Hedgehog is a thing. I've confirmed.
Yay!
Is it safe for work? Can I put it up?
Fuck me, it totally is.
It is, in fact, safe for work. Here.
That
Let
is
me-
the best hedgehog I can think of.
You can click on that.
Oh boy.
All right.
Yeah.
So this
the
is
first-
Oh my god.
Xbox the Hedgehog.
Oh,
There you go.
Oh,
I did
Alright.
that for you.
well,
I gave you a precious gift.
we'll keep it here until we get to Shadow Mordor.
You mean Shadow the Hedgehog of Mordor?
No!
the hedgehog.
You're not gonna find it. Stupid.
Anyway,
Google says otherwise.
Okay,
Now that we've
guys,
wasted,
there is no Mordor the Hedgehog yet, so we don't
that
know.
is open space. That's available for you to do. You creative people out there.
Though there is a hedgehog, right? Another hedgehog saying to Mordor, so that's okay.
Wow.
Anyway, this was a big week in video games. It's not even over yet because in about an hour I'm actually gonna have to leave.
Yeah. Let's go Sanic fast.
So let's go Sanic fast. Let's start off. What happened last Friday? Hyrule Warriors. I'm the only one that played that. It's Dynasty Warriors. Okay, moving on.
Okay, you say that, but like people are just losing their shit over it. I had literally, I shit you not, 2 people on Facebook say, selling my copy of Destiny, I got Hyrule Warriors.
Well, they're not wrong either.
So
to
the
be
weird
fair.
thing, I'm not sure which one's better.
I think in 5 years Destiny will be better.
Look,
Yeah.
I was in GameStop today picking up Forza because, I mean, I guess I have Forza now. But the person over the counter even commented, like, I picked up Forza and I'm like, yeah, I've been playing a lot of Shadow of Mordor. It's really good. He's like, yeah, I gotta pick up my copy. It's really weird how fast people drop Destiny. I'm like, it's really not.
Well, like the thing is, now the loot cave was something else from what I've heard. But the
Oh,
fact of the matter
Ruben and
is,
I were
like,
there.
Oh, I was there. I actually gained 2 levels off it. But go
I actually
on.
want to hear your guys' experience about that. But the thing is, like, when you hear that people are doing that shit, like manufacturing their own fun because your game doesn't really support
It
good
didn't
drops.
handle loot well. The game didn't
Yeah.
handle loot well. And they fixed it to an extent today, actually.
Oh, did they change the whole Cryptarch thing already?
Yeah, they did.
Oh, thank the
So,
Lord.
whatever color thing you get, you're guaranteed one of at least that color.
Thank God.
Yeah, the thing
Right.
is, like, when you have to manufacture your own fun in spite of the game, that's not a good thing.
I mean, Loot Farm was not fun. It was there as an
It was fun. It was funny.
It was funny.
It was
and
hilarious.
It was an abusive way to get things done in the game that would otherwise take a little more effort.
Was it? You just look at it and you get XP.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And you just gotta stay far enough away so that it keeps respawning. So basically, there's this cave where people constantly spawn in it and they keep running out. So everyone just unloads and everything coming out like fucking D-Day. And then after like 10 waves or so, everyone just runs in, grabs all the loot, and resets. But what you could do is you could just AFK, like where they're standing and shooting, and just look at the cave and get experience. And I got it for about 2 levels off it. The
That's
problem
pretty-
is the Xbox One like kicks you if you're AFK for too long. See, you have to like do something else and like jump every so often.
Can't you slash dance in front of the cave?
I think that's still. I actually didn't know you could.
It's still counting as being AFK.
You have to put in action. Like you have to do something. You have to actively do something.
I see.
And it's like I understand. Like AFKers are you don't want them. you just don't want them. So. But yeah. Anyways, that got patched. So I don't know what they did. I haven't played since like 2 nights after we played, Brian. So.
I played a couple days afterwards. Like, for example, when I was waiting for Shadow of Mordor to install on my system, I played Destiny for like an hour.
Oh,
and then
man.
a couple days before that, after I'd finished playing Persona, I'm like, I need a palate cleanser before I play Shadow of Mordor, so I played Destiny for like an hour. So I've played for like 2 hours since I've...
How technology's evolved. You installed one game and played another.
Right?
I do want to max a character in the game. I honestly do, but I just have so many other games I'm trying to beat right now. I'm just kind of put on the back burner. Like I'm in no rush to play Destiny.
Like I'm staring at what I have in front of me right now. Like sitting on my Xbox is games that I'm playing. It's like, okay, well there's Persona on my PS2 or my PS3. There's Forza, there's Shadow of Mordor, there's Hyrule Warriors, which I beat the story mode for. So I mean, I guess I can. There's still challenge mode stuff that I play with my girlfriend, but.
Wait, sorry, what game? Shadow?
No, Hyrule Warriors.
Oh, I was like, there's no way you beat that game already, right?
No, there's no... No, are you kidding me? I mean, from what I understand, Shadow of Mordor isn't like a long game, but at the same time, it's a game that I would want to put a lot of time into.
Right. Okay, well, where do you want to start off then? So we did Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah, we talked briefly about Hyrule Warriors. Let's actually get to the crux of the games that came out, which is what happened on Tuesday. Because 3 big titles came out on Tuesday, and then 1 big title is coming out tonight.
Continue.
And of the games that came out on Tuesday, I think the one I'll talk about first is the one that we wrote the review for, which is Persona 4.
Real quick, when are we going to hear about the pun contest that Atlas sent everyone?
Boy, I don't know. Like, that's why John Harden, who's the PR person for Atlas, is my favorite PR person. Because everybody else is just like, press release, blah. But John, like, when he sent out the review codes for that, he's just like, all right, here's your review code. Well, first of all, he began the email with, congratulations on your new arrival.
That's shit. That's some bullshit.
Wait, was that game Atlas?
Yeah, that was Atlas.
Holy shit, Matt, get that dog away.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why she's bugging me. This, like, normally never happens. Like, for whatever reason, she's, like, bugging me for something. I'm, like, I fed her, I let her out, I don't know what else she could possibly want.
God. Okay,
Love.
anyways.
Hold on, let me...
Yeah, love is
I'll be
probably
right back.
All
All right.
Yeah, but that's
so the
pretty funny,
email Atlas sent began with congratulations on your new arrival. Wait, wrong game. Let's start over.
though.
So that's, for one thing, that's awesome. But then he ends it with, you can all stream all your matches, Gold Arena, no embargo, review embargo. And he's like, if you use a show pun in your review headline, please send it to me. Awards will be given for both best and most forced puns. And I used both the best and most forced pun I could think of in our review headline.
Forced is an understatement, but if anyone's curious,
I
go check out.
am excited to show up to the showdown. I came up with that. That was a stroke of pure genius to me. I will never do anything better than that in my life.
I think that title gave me a stroke, but yeah, I enjoyed it nonetheless. Oh god. But yeah,
So
actually,
anyway,
I just picked
yeah.
up the English version of the game today, and they're like, "Oh, we got the spare fucking pre-release." I'm like, "Oh, cool. I actually didn't want this, but that's fine." So now I have these useless tarot cards that God knows what I'm going to use them for, and a teddy blow-up doll that I'm going to most likely shoot.
Use the tarot cards as coasters.
Dude, that's just a waste of space. I don't know. I could. They're too skinny though. I don't know. But
like I said, at
that-
least save me the magician one because I'll
Okay.
use it for Yosuke.
okay.
But yeah, you're right. There with Persona Q, there's more tarot cards coming too. So if you pre-order Persona Q,
Like,
you get the second half of the set.
is this actually an incentive to people? I can't get in that mindset.
Well, Yes, because we know a guy.
Which one?
Regardless.
Oh yeah, we do. We definitely know a guy, huh?
But I mean, it's whatever. I didn't care. I thought the Teddy blow up doll was funny. I'm gonna take a picture or something with like him like staring down Cube. I don't know. We'll figure something
Can I
out.
please, Ruben, do an addendum on what you said there? Do not call it a Teddy blow-up doll, because that's a different thing that I want no
I
part
know
of.
exactly what I said. All right.
Do they sell those?
It might be a Teddy.
I hope
blow-up
not.
doll. What did
So I want to see one and then never see one ever again.
Teddy bop bag or whatever?
Yeah, bop back.
You
They
know
were
what it is.
very clear to not call
I
it a
wish
blow-up
they
doll.
called blow up dolls bop bags. It'd be really funny to me.
You know when you have a frat party and they bring out the bop bag?
That's your time. It's your cue to leave. This party's
That's
just
your
getting too real
cue
for
to
me.
get out of there. That
Yeah,
party's
like,
over
fuck.
for you.
But I'm hella excited to start that story, but I gotta finish Danganronpa 2 first.
It's really good. It's a really good story. And it's the way they structured is so much better than the first one. You're not playing the same story
Yeah.
like 12 times.
Oh, don't
It's
worry. I
one
read
story.
your entire section of that
Yeah.
article. It's good shit.
All right, I'm back.
So godlike. That's why I kind of want to get the DLC for the first game again, because I'm hoping they do that.
I don't think it
With-
will be. Like, go ahead. Go for it. I'm not gonna stop you since, you got. Yeah, anyways, go ahead. But yeah, great game. I don't want to talk about too much because we have a 3,000 word article
Yeah, we got
on
a
it.
full magnum opus that we wrote on it.
But the next
I really do love that game though. I spent some time messing around with the challenge mode today,
Yeah.
just to get a feel for some of the characters, and holy shit, Risei's super that turns into a rhythm game.
Yep.
I want to main Risei and play her competitively just so I can annoy the shit out of people with that super.
It is pretty great.
Just
Brian.
bring the game to a screeching halt and play DDR for a second.
Ryan, I'm just gonna let you know right now that I actually plan on buying an arcade stick and actually investing time in this game to get good at it. And I'm gonna tell you right now, you are never gonna hit me with that.
Actually, all you
Actually,
have to do is
that's that's literally just a regular hit. I'm going to hit you with that at least a couple times.
you just have to call the lasers down and do it, and it hits them. But yeah.
And you can combo into it, which is nice.
Regardless.
Yeah.
So yeah, great game. But let's talk about the big game you and Mike have been literally changing pants every 30 minutes over.
Oh my god, Shadow of Mordor. That's the surprise game of the year for me.
Yeah, like that.
Actually,
like,
that's a lie. The surprise game of the year for me is Destiny, but in the wrong direction.
Oh, burn!
Mordor right now is probably my current game of the year. Like more than Titanfall, more than South Park. It is.
I can agree to that. I think
It is really, really fucking good.
It's the most fun I've had this year with a video game, that's for sure.
Yes, it is. It's kind of incredible.
So,
That game had almost no hype behind it or press behind it. It just
had
kind of
some buzz.
happened.
It
all of
had a little
sudden.
bit of buzz, yeah.
It had a little
but-
bit, but it was it got way overshadowed by the likes of Destiny.
Yeah.
Okay, for anyone who doesn't really know much about this game, since it wasn't hyped, describe this game in a nutshell. What is this game?
Take the best
Assassin's
parts of
Creed,
Assassin's Creed and
Cross
Arkham
with Batman,
Asylum,
cross with
and then
Far Cry
add-
3, and a rapper that has Lord of the Rings on it.
and then add possibly the greatest open world system to be added to a game in ever, and you get that game.
Better than Watch Dogs?
The Nemesis system in that game makes the Xbox 360 and PS3 copies of that game that are coming out later this year won't have the Nemesis system. It's not even worth getting at that point, honestly. The Nemesis system makes that game.
Wait, what do you say about Watch Dogs?
I said better open world than Watch Dogs.
Easily.
Oh, yeah, easily. It's not
I
even
thought,
funny.
I thought the open world was the point of Watch Dogs. That
It
game.
was cool. It's a cool open world. Being able to hit the X button and have the lights go crazy and have cars crash into each other were pretty awesome. But the rest of the game isn't as good as that. So,
So what's the whole?
Yeah,
Nemesis
the
system?
actual stuff in that game didn't actually stand up to the game itself.
What is
it's
Nemesis
open
system?
Oh boy, the game randomly generates an entire hierarchy of orcs that like
I'm
is
sorry, Urks.
well, Uruk and Orcs both. The Uruk are just like hired, more powerful orcs, but if an orc manages to kill you, it becomes part of the hierarchy anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably the coolest part of it is like the way the hierarchy shifts and changes around. It happens like if somebody manages to kill you, like a random orc, then they'll become part of this hierarchy and like have an actual name. So all of the orcs that are in that game, like the thousands and thousands of them, could potentially become part of your system.
The thing is, like, they all have like a power level, and if you fight them and you die, their power level gets higher, and they move up.
Yeah, and then they'll become higher ranked. So eventually, like, the higher ranked orcs will become like right underneath the war chiefs, and then you're able to take those guys out because they're the bodyguards to the war chiefs. And like the entire hierarchy of orcs is shifting as you play the game as time passes.
And the thing is, like, when you first get in the game, you have no idea who the orcs are, so you have to like find either other captains or orcs that will talk, and interrogate them and find out intel about that orc. And from there, you find out that they have strengths and weaknesses. Like, it might be like one is like, you know, as he gets lower health, they'll get more powerful and will start to rage. Or one dude is like, if he gets on fire, he'll just book it and just run away. So you can like, so the thing is like these orcs always have like bodyguards around them. And fighting them one-on-one's not hard, but if you fight them with like 18 guys around you, which is actually a possibility because there's a lot of fucking orcs, it's kind of hard to fight them all. So you kind of want to isolate them if possible. And the way to do that is to exploit their weaknesses. Like, there's one guy who's afraid of like what's the little four-leg?
Caragors?
What?
Yeah, Caragors.
Caragors? They'll be in cages. Yeah. If you like open a cage and let one loose, the war chief will like, I mean the captain will, like, bounce and run away. So you can then like track them down and just take them out.
But like, oh god, there's one bodyguard in my... He's not even a war chief, so he's not even one of the bosses, but there's a bodyguard in my game that's power 20 right now, which is the max it can go to at this point. And he has literally only one way to hurt him, which is to face him in one-on-one, hand-to-hand combat. And like, he's immune to everything else, kills Caragors immediately, so I can't use those. And I'm a mistake of trying to catch him on a hunt one time, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll be able to do it. He just killed like both Caragors immediately. Like, power up. Oh, he's more powerful now. Oh, he's got more strengths. Oh, he's not as weak to anything. Good job, asshole. I'm like, oh fuck.
And the thing is, a lot of these orcs are immune to like stealth attacks. So you try to stealth them. So one dude, I try to like jump from a cliff and stealth a guy, and he just caught me and threw me in the air and threw me off. It was really funny.
Wow. I'm watching this PS4, Xbox One, PC comparing video, and can't really tell much of a difference. So on this Kotaku article, I don't know if you guys are looking at the one that Mike linked us, but a little ways down, there's this little summary box. I want to hear you guys' opinion on what this person said.
Which one?
Well, I'll just read it out loud, for anyone who's listening to this and not watching it. Well, first of all, should you play this game? Yep. Yes. Now, I mean, you're both gonna say yes. This person played main story missions, completed, killed plenty of other orcs in 23 hours and 35% completion. Inventive, thoroughly enjoyable adventure that honors a legacy of its fiction while simultaneously expanding its boundaries. Pros: the Nemesis system is fun and rewarding, like you guys said. The world is visually stunning, full of surprising, chaotic elements that makes it tailored beautifully. The cons are the main story is dull, as are the more scripted characters. Boss fights are clunky, anticlimactic, and disappointing. Health system is unnecessarily frustrating.
Okay. The main story is dull, I don't necessarily agree with, because I find myself enjoying it, but I also really like Lord of the Rings a lot.
Does it have anything to do with that article on Polygon you're talking about with the whole scene?
No, that's something completely
that's
different.
Like 2 minutes into the game where you're trying to teach you how to stealth, and you're stealthing up to this lady, and there's the command that says press X to kiss his wife.
Yeah, to kiss her. Press
and
X
the thing is,
her.
you don't even kiss her. You just hug her from behind, which is whatever. But that's a really weird thing to get caught up in.
Yeah, okay. the point of the article was the fact that it was teaching you like the system to kill people by teaching you to kiss your wife. And he's just like, well, that's not a very good comparison. And I'm like,
and that guy can go fuck himself.
Think about it. They're trying to teach you the game, and it's a good way to build a character and build a world around it, you fuck. Just chill out.
It was like, I
God
mean,
damn.
sometimes people take this shit way too seriously. In a really bad way.
Sometimes things just get a little bit too PC for me when it comes
People
to...
sometimes get too caught up in the art aspect of games and think all games should be like that all the time, which is a really up one's own ass way of thinking about it.
Yeah.
And instead of just like letting the developer just take you on a goddamn ride.
Boy, Polygon is both my favorite and least favorite video game site there is, aside from the Critical D, which is always my favorite.
I mean,
Destructoid's pretty shitty too. Remember how they give Dimension a 10? Because they said, and I quote, it was so bad it's perfect.
That's an odd thing to do.
Speaking of Destructoid, you want to know something interesting? Ruben, you remember Dan?
Yeah.
At one point, he was actually working with them.
Really?
Yeah.
Was he really?
Yeah. I don't know for how long or what exactly he was doing, but I remember him saying something about that. Because when we went to go to WonderCon, me, George, and Alex, well, we went up there, and he mentioned something about it, and then that was what kind of like gave George like a kick in the butt, saying like, maybe I should be, like get in contact with the Destructoid guys or some shit, because that was when he was like really trying to get his like whole like writing thing off the ground.
No,
Right.
because one, you probably have to move to West Coast unless he's going to do freelance shit, and two, it pays like garbage. So I don't know.
It does not pay very well. As somebody that has worked in like actual paid video game journalism, it pays really badly. You do not do it because you get paid well.
Speaking of which,
You
Brian,
do it for the passion,
like-
and he will not be reviewing Persona all day every day. So, have to expand his horizons as far as games are concerned. So
Yeah.
I had to learn about the intricacies of the Chinese mobile market in order to do my job when I worked at games industry. So, yeah, it's not about writing about the things you want to write about all day.
you don't get to choose what you don't get that kind of cachet as a rookie in the business. It doesn't work like that. So.
Brian, when you say about Polygon, though, I mean that is one of those like mass community article boards. So like, the person who wrote that article wouldn't necessarily be writing most of their articles.
No, I mean it's a professional game site. They've got a bunch of people working there. There's some people that write really fantastic articles. Like somebody wrote one about.
I'm saying like you can submit an article to be posted on that site. Like
Yeah,
you
but
can write your own article.
Polygon is. It's more Kotaku's thing. Polygon actually has like salaried writers.
Okay.
They don't post articles from their community that often. Like I don't know if you know my brother. I'm sure you do. We've mentioned it like a lot, but
Yeah.
both Travis McElroy and Justin McElroy, or Griffin McElroy, Travis McElroy and Griffin McElroy from that show are writers at Polygon, like paid writers.
Mhm.
Which brings me to my other point, Mike. If I don't know how Destructoid works in comparison to Polygon, but at Polygon they don't have a central office because both Travis and Griffin write from home.
What you mean? Okay, yeah. I think you're talking about Justin and Travis.
Yeah,
but...
Justin and Griffin. Travis.
Yeah,
doesn't
Justin Griffin.
write
Okay, yeah. I forget. Yeah, whatever. But I mean, it's reviewing games professionally is kind of a dying art because anyone can do it now.
Yeah, it's true.
Like,
Essentially, yeah. Well, and
I mean, fuck, we do it.
if we ever get like 1 cent of ad money per month, technically we'll be professionals too.
but I think
By the way, if we ever get 1 cent of ad money per month, I'll consider that a success.
It's Google Ads, bro.
It'll go straight to server costs.
Oh,
Yay.
would it?
Great, cool.
Were you gonna say?
Hey,
Matt?
at least we'd be if it went straight to server costs, at least we'd be entirely self-sufficient.
True.
We
Matt,
would be. I mean, we've already
you're-
technically made like a review copy and 2 tickets to a gaming convention, so that's already ahead in my
Yeah.
book.
well, like when you get a review copy, like, do you actually get to keep the game too?
Yeah, you do.
Yes, what do you do? Would be mail it back? No.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say like that'd be stupid.
No.
It's like, thanks for
what
reviewing
they
the
did, What they
game.
did for
Like,
Persona is they sent me a download code for the game. Atlas in particular, the PR guy hates sending physical copies of those games out because he's afraid people will resell them, which is a
also
valid
we're in the
concern.
future too. So just give us a code.
I guess.
But no, back on Mordor. I mean, every captain has a power level because you have a skill tree you can unlock. And once you get a certain amount of power from killing these guys, that unlocks another layer of the tree to get more abilities.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. Like, my favorite ability is the brutalized stealth kill.
Oh, that's good.
Because typically it's like you go up behind a guy, blap blap, you're done. But brutalize is a different kill where you will just go up and just stab the ever-loving fuck out of him.
Like, destroy them, and then it will cause all the orcs that were like with him to be like, "Oh, fuck
Be like,
that!"
fuck that, and
run
just
away.
bounce. It's
Hey.
really awesome to brutalize a guy in the middle of a group. It's really cool.
Mike, quick question. What'd you get this game for?
PS4.
Okay, good. Like, so this video, it's like Xbox One and PS4 look really good, and then PC looks kind of not good. But anyways,
I mean, it depends on your PC, and I don't think my PC can kind of really hack it anymore in terms of next-gen shit. So I thought the best bet would just be console anyway. So
Yeah, I've got it for Xbox One, and I mean, it runs really well on that.
like
yeah.
the articles, like PC version of the game seems to shine the best. By watching this video, I'm like, I think it's the worst out of the three. I don't know.
it depends on your
You
rig.
know what's
obviously.
funny is that's actually happened to me like a couple times when I'm looking at something and they're like, "Yeah, the PC version looked the best," and I'm like, I don't really think so, based on this video at least. But I mean, the PC version is, let's be fair, the PC version is almost always going to be the best because if you're running a high-end system, then it's going to be clearly better than anything.
Yeah, like maybe
possible.
Matchray can run it better than my PS4 can, but mine cannot.
Well, it depends how much work they put into the textures too.
That as well, because Watch Dogs it looked like shit on PC, so it's not always the case.
I mean,
But
to be like, this game could, the PC version of this game could get as good as console and then not get any better. That's possible.
very possible, yeah.
So
But
just-
I love how the game really allows for organic things to happen in the gameplay. Like, one time I was fighting Captain, and then two more showed up because they were just hanging around there. I had to fight three Captains at once, and they were like the worst thing because they all are fucking powerful as shit.
Mhm.
It
I mean,
really
it really
does
allows
give
for
you
you
the
to make your
opportunity
own
to
story.
kind of
Like,
yeah, come up with your own like narrative. Like the central narrative of the game is good for a Lord of the Rings fan, but it wouldn't carry the game by itself. The Nemesis system really does give you the power to like look at things happening and being like, "Oh shit, this is some crazy inner workings that are happening
Yeah.
here." And like there'll be some guy that'll kill you, and then you'll find him again later, be like, "Oh, you bitch, you're going down this time." And it really is a nemesis system because after a while, like things will keep killing you, and you'll get really pissed off. Like
or if you
fucking
or if you're a shitty guy, but
Shieldbane,
don't
the
kill
guy
him.
that's level 20, I hate that guy. I want him dead, and I will do whatever it takes to kill him.
Also, a cool thing if you kill a guy, if you defeat a guy but don't kill him, like he'll come back with like scars saying, "You fucker, I'm gonna get you this time because last time was this fucking fluke." So they'll actually like recall shit that happened earlier in the game if you two fought before. If a
And
guy
not only
kills you,
that,
they'll
But like if you kill somebody and they come back, they'll have scars from the last time you fought them. So like
or like a sick
if you
eye
got them-
patch.
yeah, so if you like burned them, like made them catch on fire or something by shooting like a fire and having it explode, then they'll come back with burns all over their body. Or if you kill them with like a sword slash through the head, then there'll be slashes on their face and maybe an eye patch. It's
A
really
guy
cool.
that I fight had a sick metal eye patch. It was rad. And also, they'll be seeing a thing called duels where like two captains will like fight each other, and you can actually go to that duel and like fuck everything up and kill them both there. But if you don't do anything, they'll just duel themselves, and whoever wins just moves up.
Or if you want like one captain to win as opposed to another one, maybe like a weaker one, then you could fight the one that you want to die, and then it will die, and then the weaker one will advance, and then you'll be able to fight the weaker one later or something. This comes into a whole nother thing, which I actually haven't unlocked in my game yet, but I've seen something about, which is where you're able to brand commanders, which is where you basically take them and say, "You fight for me now." And then there'll be like double agents inside the ranks that actually fight for you.
So, you can pretty
when you're
much
trying
like
to get to a war chief or a higher level person, you'll have like 2 or 3 people that you're able to manipulate into being the person's bodyguard.
yeah.
And then when you try to fight the person and the bodyguards are there, then you could have them turn on them, and then it's the 3 of you fighting the person. So you're able to
And then
manipulate.
they can become a war chief, and then they'll be under your control then.
So you're able to manipulate the hierarchy as well, which is also like an even deeper level. It's fucking crazy.
It's incredibly deep. It's probably the best AI system for open world ever made. I hope it changes the way developers approach open world AI, because it's really fucking cool.
Who made the game?
Monolith, which I forgot what else they've made.
They've literally only worked on Lord of the Rings games, basically. Like they did that MOBA, the Middle Earth MOBA that came out.
Oh, that one, yeah, that game was a game.
Like they've worked a lot on the Lord of the Rings franchise. I don't know. Let me look at what else they've done. Because I know them from Lord of the Rings. So they did. Oh God, they did Tron 2.0, the Xbox game.
Yeah.
No, they did Gotham City Imposters. So they've been working
That
with
game
WB
works.
Studios.
That game totally works.
They've been working with WB Studios, which is WB, the production company that does like Middle Earth and Batman and all those.
Yeah. Also, heard it was supposed to be a Batman game before, actually. But they
Made sense.
But they scrapped it to make their not scrapped it. They just kind of reworked it to make the Lord of the Rings thing work. Because the
And it does work much better in Lord of the Rings, in my opinion, than it would in Batman.
Like Ruben, like Batman is like you know you can press like punch, oh counter that guy,
Yeah.
counter, oh I'm gonna stun him, then I'm gonna hit him a bunch.
I don't really.
Well, I just don't think the Nemesis system would fit very well in context of Batman.
Well, Joker's thugs could work out, or like Bane and shit like that. So it's a possibility.
I don't get the point of the counter system in Batman because it made that game much easier than it needed to be.
The counter system's in this game too, but it's not super easy. Like, I mean, the combat or the counter system is easy, but if you take like 2 hits, then you're really low on health.
Mm-hmm.
And also, like in Strongholds, dude will just like there'll be like 40 dudes on you. You have to fight all at once, and it's kind of crazy.
And then, like, if 3 captains come up, then you gotta fight like 3 captains at once, and that gets nuts as well.
Yeah, I mean, like, also, the combat is fucking just brutal as fuck. You just stab everywhere.
You take the Arkham combat and then make it as, like, bloody and brutal as possible, and that's...
rad as shit.
Yeah.
Speaking of Lord of the Rings, when's that 3rd movie coming out?
Like, November, probably. I'm looking forward to it. People talk mad shit about the Hobbit movies, but I like them.
They're good.
Well, isn't the thing, it's like a, what, 400-page book they're switching out to, like, 3 movies?
Yeah, I lent it to Riley the other day to read because it's one of my favorite books. And to be fair, the movies are nothing like the books at this point. They added so much to them, and they've changed so much with them that it's very not similar. But if you take it for what it is, they're enjoyable movies.
Yeah, they're good movies. I like them. So this game, can you see a lot of replay value in it?
Oh yeah, without doubt.
There's so much replay value in the Nemesis system alone. Like, even after the story is finished, you'd be able to mess around with that Nemesis system for forever.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit to it. There's a lot of, like, XP to get, a lot of skills to get.
Yeah, there's, like, side missions you're able to do, and there's, like, challenges you can do, which are kind of fun. I like the arrow ones in particular, and there's relics to find scattered around the map that give insight into, like, Middle Earth history, which are
and they all
fascinating.
get XP too, so it helps you to get more of the unlocks.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a ton of stuff to do in the game.
Well, let's see here. IGN gave it a 9.3. Damn.
It's got very good reviews, like almost all across the board.
Because it's a really good game.
Because it is a really good game.
I keep forgetting. Okay, it's Shadow. It's not Shadows.
Yeah, it's not Shadows, it's Shadow.
My friend Greg gave me crap for that because when I posted the GameStop Expo retrospective, I had it as Shadows, and he's like, no.
I mean, also the game looks really good. It just looks really good too. Like the lighting and everything, like all is just on point. It looks like the first next-gen game I played so far, actually.
Metacritic gave it 85.
I think that's low. I mean,
well, it's based on.
Yeah.
Okay, look, here's everything.
Metacritic is the aggregation.
Giant Bomb 100, Joystick 100. Let's see what the lowest was.
I think it was like a
It's
60.
It's Destructoid 60.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
It's funny because it goes like this: 60, 70, 70, 70, 80. There's a bunch of 80s, and then 85, and then it slowly goes up. So yeah, wow, that's
Destructoid gave it a what?
60.
So that's like,
fuck
like a
that.
5, something like that.
Fuck them so hard.
like the problem. Okay, what I was saying earlier is like reviewing games is entirely like I think is entirely opinion based. Like what one person finds great in a game, like the next person may find terrible. So I think that I think with the fact
I think
that
those
more,
opinions have to be substantiated, though.
well, yeah, I mean, like there's some things that are just like you can argue facts, but I don't know, like when people want to say like this version of a game is better because it has like such and such content, other people may not give a shit.
Well, that's one of my pet peeves. Is I hate it when people give different scores to different platforms.
Yeah,
Like-
Well,
no, that's-
sometimes it works. Like PC and console Watch Dogs, I think it's a good reason.
No, it's like okay. I don't think the game. I don't think the score in a game should be at all affected by how well it runs on one compared to another.
yeah, that's
Because like
I
in
think that's kinda
the
dumb.
end, you're still playing the same game. It's like Bayonetta 1 for PS3 was a fucking abortion.
Right.
But I wouldn't say, oh, Bayonetta's a shit game on PS3. No, it's a
Well,
great
no,
game.
it's just not as good.
The PS3 just can't run it as well. I wouldn't say, oh, Bayonetta for PS3 is a worse game. It just
I would think it works. I think that's
no,
a valid.
I say the PS3 is a worse system. That's where I say.
I know we don't use scores because fuck scores, but I would, if I had to dock points off it, I would have docked the PS3 the PS3 version several points because it does run that much worse.
I
Because you do have to let people know that the PS3 version runs like crap. That's something you have to let people know.
You can say that, but I just don't like if you have a page for a game, it should cover all. It should just say here are the consoles it's on. Give it one score, and in the description you say, by the way, it doesn't run very well on the PS3, but Bayonetta is still an amazing game.
Well, that's
It's
kind
not.
of
It's not the game's fault. It's not the game's fault. It's the PS3's fault. So I mean, that's just my way. It's just a little pet peeve of mine. I can't stand it.
Yeah, I don't think that's very fair.
Like I just take the highest score I see and I apply that to whatever I'm gonna play though.
I mean, like sometimes you can argue like certain types of games like the controller layout may be better for it than the other.
When it
but-
comes out to the main systems from this generation, though, the controller layout means very little. They're so similar. I mean,
yeah,
the way,
like,
the
even on
way the
Wii U
controller
still.
feels in your hand is different. Like, I prefer the Xbox One controller.
Oh, I
than the PS4
love the
controller,
Xbox One
personally.
controller so much. Oh, that ribbed for my pleasure thumbstick, man. Perfect.
So good.
Perfect. By the way,
But at
speaking of
the
that
same
controller-
time, I don't think it's... What?
Speaking of that controller, is there a wired version? Do you know?
I think it's coming out soon.
Okay, go on.
But I wouldn't dock points for a console based on the controller being different. I just
That'd
wouldn't
be
do that. What?
I think that'd be
Yeah.
pretty.
Yeah, because the controller, as far as like the button layouts, they're the same. They're exactly the same. Like the D-pad is above the thumbstick in the PS3 or PS4 version, but that shouldn't like have any bearing on gameplay in any recognizable sense. So I think that would be an argument if it was like the days of the 3DO versus the Atari Jaguar, but these days, no, that's not an argument I would take.
But yeah, that game right now is just fantastic. I mean, it's just really good. I'm not
It's
sure.
a well-crafted action game and a well-crafted open-world game for fantasy,
It's
but
better
the
than
Nemesis system
Assassin's
brings
Creed.
it to a whole new level.
Like I told Brian, like this game is a better Assassin's Creed game than Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed's gonna have to fucking watch its back.
Yeah,
this
you
year.
have to do. I don't know. Have to do something crazy in order to do better than that because you just got out Assassin's Creed. So
How Assassin's Creed.
it did.
We
it
got there.
really did.
I just like that.
And it makes me not want to play Unity right now because I'm like, well, how can it be better than this?
Yeah, I don't really see any reason. I mean, I was already iffy on Unity anyway. I like
I
the
was hyped
idea
for
of
it
playing
until
in
this came along.
Revolutionary France, but
Is that the one where you play as the Templar or no?
That's a 3.
No, the one where you play like a defected or like.
no, that's
That's
Assassin's Creed Rogue. That's a
Oh,
different
Rogue.
one.
as well.
The thing with Rogue is it's not going to break any boundaries. They're using the same engine from Assassin's Creed 4, so it's literally just a change in story and scenery.
Okay.
So Assassin's Creed Rogue is just like a fun idea for a game, and it's probably going to have a more fun story than Assassin's Creed Unity. But Assassin's Creed Unity is the one where it's actually changing the engine and changing the way the game works up.
Yeah, I mean, I was ready to hear people sing A Song of Angry Men, but now I don't really care now.
If there was only one reason I would get Assassin's Creed Unity this year, it's because I literally just spent a week and a half in Europe and 1 week in Paris, and I kind of want to see what Revolutionary Paris would look like.
Or I want to dive off Eiffel... Wait, Eiffel Tower's not made then, fuck.
Eiffel Tower was in the 1900s, dude.
Yeah.
Like 1910 or something like that. No, the Arc de Triomphe, though. I think. If nothing else, Notre Dame is there.
That'd be cool. I want to dive off that.
That's what I know is there, because Notre Dame was erected in, like, the early 10s.
I mean, I'm just not sure what they can do. Apart from multiplayer just changing the entire game, which it won't. So, I think that's kind of a wrap.
I really don't see how the cooperative multiplayer will work really well, because there are people that are going to fuck that up really hard.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's really simple how one thing Creed's been missing has been a fucking crouch button. And this game just makes the stealth work in a better way that Assassin's Creed never could.
Also, the combat is more fun.
Well,
by far.
Yeah, I mean, the combat's not bad Assassin's Creed.
No, it's fine. It's functional.
I kind of like
it's
how
fine.
counters are one-shot kills. And I kind of miss that not being the case in this game, but that's really a small nitpick to have.
Okay.
And I'm really pity one, too.
So, coming from someone like me who doesn't generally play these types of games, how does this compare... Now, I mean, aside from first-person, third-person, how does it compare to a game like Skyrim or Elder Scrolls games?
Not the same thing.
Well,
it's like a different game.
It's very different. Because Elder Scrolls and the Elder Scrolls series is very like RPG based, where there's stats and stuff.
First story-based RPG. This isn't even the same thing.
Yeah,
it's not
there's
the same thing.
Not
there's
even the same
no
thing.
stats in this game. There's just abilities.
There's a skill tree, yeah.
Yeah, your relative strength in the game is tied to like runes that you put on your weapons that you get from killing people in the Nemesis tree. So it's not like your strength increases by this number. It's more of a relative thing. So the progression for one is very different.
Well, I guess then... I mean, I never played it. Skyrim is a kind of game that you keep on playing to try... Because, I mean, it has the open world system, like, aside from the story. So the replayability is in trying new things, trying new builds.
Skyrim is that they put as much care into the side content as they do the main content.
Yeah.
To the point that you can't even tell what's side content and what's main content. It's all had the same amount of care and polish.
Also, it just keeps generating side content as far as like quests are concerned in that game. And it doesn't really do that here, but what it does do instead is it generates enemies and rivals and like convincing characters for you to interact with.
I mean, to me, Skyrim is the best RPG of any genre, be it W or J, ever made. Because it is just the purest RPG of the more you do something, the better your stats become in it, and it's just polished in every single aspect of it.
It's pure roleplay.
It's roleplay.
And that,
it is straight up.
That you're literally roleplaying. Shadow of Mordor, for one, isn't an RPG. For two, it's not really role-playing as much as it is...
It's action.
Interacting with a world.
Right.
And it's action. It's an action game. It's not a role-playing game.
I mean, I know a lot of people have played Skyrim, and I guess the limit of that game comes down to once you realize the limits of how the game can generate side content to you to have fun with, and after you're done exploring all the different like RPG builds you've tried, that's kind of where the game ends for you. So I'm guessing this game kind of ends for you once you've seen the amount of the Nemesis generation the game can possibly
Once you
make.
get enough of the Nemesis system, I think is when you'd be done with it. But the Nemesis system just does so much that I think you could potentially mess around with it for a long time.
Once you max out your character, it's no longer an incentive to go kill more captains.
Yeah, I suppose.
Because
but I mean, even still, it's fun to see what kind of captains generate. Like,
true.
There was one that was the singer or something like that. The song the songster.
Oh yeah, he like
songstress.
sings the verses.
He sings all of his lines. Like when you come and meet him in combat, he sings like, "Ranger, I have found you." And then when you kill him, like he sings up until his death. It's wonderful, the kind of stuff they put in that game. Or like there was somebody, the Karagor Master, or like the Hunter or something, who wore like a Karagor skin on his body into battle, but one of his weaknesses was that he was afraid of Karagors.
Yeah,
And that's wonderful.
it was tailored, you know.
Yeah.
By the way, what happened to GTA 5?
It's come out
again.
Like, with all the millions and like highest budget of any game, it sure as hell lasted the exact amount of time that most other games last, which is like a month.
I mean, that game had a direct ending though. It wasn't like it wasn't going for staying power. I mean, GTA Online, I guess.
3 hours of content, if not more.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's such a shame that like such a high budget
I mean,
is used.
it sold its billions.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think it's still one of the best games of the last generation.
I
mean, this doesn't have like 1,000 hours of content doesn't mean it's not a good game, because it's actually an outstanding game. But the thing is just like, you know,
it's like saying that BioShock Infinite isn't a great game because it doesn't have like, a gazillion hours of content.
Yeah, but
okay. Well, shit. There's other games. We got like 14 minutes here. What's the next game on your docket that you picked up?
Well, for me, it's Forza Horizon. But I mean, like, I'm playing that right now. What?
It's some Forza Horizon-ness. Certainly. Just like
I like it. It
What?
is a lot better than the first Forza Horizon, in that the world is actually open. Like, you're able to drive anywhere.
You're in like what, South Italy?
North Italy, South France. Like, where I am right now is Nice, France, which is like the very border between Italy and France.
Mm.
So it's the world is 3 times as big as it was for Colorado in the first Forza Horizon, and I like the setting better than Colorado. No offense to Colorado, but Italy and France is better. So yeah, I guess offense to Colorado.
I disagree because of certain perks living in Colorado.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, for one thing, the whole Forza Horizon like setup is based on the fact that it's like a music festival / car show racing.
Sure, you don't
thing.
want to like hit the blunt and do sick burnouts.
I'm pretty sure if Forza Horizon 2 was in Colorado, that would be a thing.
It just be like smog all the time.
It's just a giant smog over
Perpetual
the entirety of the like. There's rain physics in the game now. Like there's active weather. Like you'd be driving along, then it will start raining. It's always overcast in Colorado, but not because of the clouds.
Well, because of the clouds, but it's not the clouds.
It's because of some clouds, but not the clouds.
Right.
Huh. What?
Hmm?
I don't know. Forza, how's it?
Like I said, I'm playing it right now, and one thing I always appreciated about Forza Horizon was that it kind of sits in the middle ground between pure arcade and pure like racing simulation, but it's a good middle ground. Like the handling feels great like a simulation, but it's not so overbearing that you're not able to do ridiculous shit like drive headlong through a bunch of vineyards and then just ramrod your way through an entire like town. So it's a lot of fun, and the way the game is set up, like the open world is great. It's got a lot of incentive to kind of explore around for it because you're able to find cars and barns that are scattered throughout the city. And the driving just feels good. And there's a lot of cars. The cars look real nice. The world looks really nice. It's 1080p, 30 frames per second, which is like stable 30 frames per second. It never drops frames. It's really nice in that regard.
I think Forza Horizon is a better game than Forza because Forza is built for a certain kind of crazy person who finds that hardcore simulation interesting, which to me just comes off as dry because I'm not really into that kind of stuff.
I go between them. Like
Forza Horizon seems like more of like a nice. I feel it's like like a nice kind of like dirt-ass game where it has a nice feel between simulation and arcade.
Oh yeah, rally racing's a thing in this game now, and that's also kind of cool.
Yeah, but Dirt's still king though.
I like both, but for different reasons. Like Forza Horizon, as far as an open world racing game, is probably the best one I've played since Need for Speed Most Wanted, which was also fantastic.
Would you say it's better than that?
Yes, but not because the world is better, but because I like the racing better. I think cars handle much better in Forza Horizon than they do in Need for Speed Most Wanted. I think Most Wanted is a better open world, but the car handling in this game is just wonderful.
I mean, it's a racing game, so, you know.
You do have to like racing games, but that's the thing with any given racing game. There's no racing game that's going to come out in any period of time that's going to change your mind about racing games. You're driving cars. That's what it comes down to.
Well, I think Burnout can do that.
Burnout, I wouldn't even call a racing game. I call Burnout a murder simulator.
But the cars don't have people in them. There's no people in the cars.
That's what they tell you, but really...
There isn't. I've checked replays. There's no people in those cars.
Like, Burnout... Oh, man, I don't even know what to call Burnout. It's
a racing game.
The greatest thing ever is what it is.
Oh,
something I dearly miss.
Yeah, and we'll never see it again. So...
That's really sad. Don't say that to me.
Criterion's doing their own thing now. I don't know what they're doing. Some kind of open world, crazy thing.
I don't know what that is. It looks great though. I'll
we
play
won't
it.
see it for another 2-3 years. So, whatever.
Maybe next year. We don't know that.
I doubt it.
Yeah.
Well, they're not gonna go 2 years without a Need for Speed game. Come on.
No, they had Need for Speed again this year with all the DLC.
Shut up. That doesn't count. Mike, that doesn't count. Don't tell me that.
Far too much rap music comes out every year for them not to make another Need for Speed game.
No, Brian. No,
actually, to be fair, the Need for Speed Rivals soundtrack was not as much rap as it was like house music or electro.
Brian, you know what we need?
What?
Underground 3.
Boy, I bet they're prepping themselves for that. I think it's about time we got one of those as well.
Featuring Snoop Dogg.
No.
Yes.
Oh, that's
Riders
right.
on
Snoop
Storm
Dogg did
again.
Riders on the Storm in that game, didn't
That
he?
song is so fucking awesome.
That's a pretty good song, actually.
Snoop Dogg sucks.
Matt, you won't like it because it is Snoop Dogg doing Riders on the Storm. But if you like hip hop, it's a really good song.
Oh, that song is so fucking good. But yeah, it's been that was like 2005, almost 10 years now. It's time for Underground 3.
I could see. Well, I mean, they brought like Most Wanted back. I could see them doing Underground. I just hope they fucking
2005 and 2010 or 2011.
The story mode was the most dumb part of Rivals by far. Like Rivals was fun, but the story mode was fucking
dumber
stupid.
than what's the other one? Who had Razor Callahan? Was that Most Wanted 1?
Yeah, that was Most Wanted 1. Razor Callahan was Most Wanted 1. Need for Speed games and their stories are really dumb. I hope for Underground they keep like the aesthetic of Underground, but they get rid of.
I miss the FMV in those games. That was a really nice campy way of going about it.
Oh, do you remember Brooke Burke in Underground 2?
Yes, I do. And like cartoon drawn Brooke Burke.
Oh yeah, that was good times. That was very good times.
I put a lot of hours in that game. I'm not sure how many it holds up at all.
I mean, to this day, that's probably still my favorite racing game, as far as like the most fun I've had in it. What?
Burnout 3. Best racing game ever made.
I don't count Burnout as racing games. Burnout is its own special thing. It's its own special
It's the best
snowflake
Burnout?
to me. Burnout 3 is the best Burnout game ever. You're damn right about that.
Spectacle Driver?
What?
Spectacle Driver?
Yeah, Spectacle. Ooh, I like that.
Something the same way as like Split Second is.
Yeah, except Split Second wasn't good.
It was cool for the first 2 hours, and it got really boring after that.
I feel like Split Second would have been a much better game if it didn't like script out all of the things that were going to happen in it. Like if it procedurally generated all the stuff that like blew up in that game, I feel like it would have been much cooler instead of doing the same track like 3 times and being like, "Oh, that's going to explode, isn't it?" Yep.
I mean, it was
Disney made that game.
Really well. That demo was fucking fun as shit, but the game itself was just like, I saw that Space Needle fall over 8 times now. It's not as cool anymore. So.
Yeah. Anyway, Forza Horizon 2, I highly recommend it if you like racing games. It's really good. It's probably going to be the best racing game this year. I played the crew at GameStop Expo again after I played it at E3 last year. The frame, like, I'm sure they'll fix it. They have to fix it by the time
It better fix it.
the game comes out. Like, if they don't, that game is garbage. But because the frame rate chugged
I
in
didn't get
the
into the beta
PS4
game. I
version,
didn't even
like
play it.
real bad. What?
I didn't get into the beta for the game, so I have no idea how well it runs now. So
The beta, I theoretically started for the console version 2 days ago.
it's come and gone already. That was back in like June. When was E3? May?
E3's May, yeah.
So it was
Early June. It's early June. Early June.
The alpha was. Oh. Yeah, so I mean, when's it come out now? Next month, October?
November.
November. Okay.
They got time. They've got time to fix everything. There's no question about that.
So I want to see them pull it off, but I don't think they will. So we'll.
I like, from what I played in the game, the racing feels kind of like it's definitely arcadey. It's very arcadey, but it's fun, and the open world is awesome. Like driving from one end of the country to the other is fucking great. The
Okay, and
problem
also,
is the frame.
next year. Next week we have the best game of the year, NBA 2K15. Obviously, to be a game of the year without a doubt. So,
Well, I mean,
not right now. I don't know what Mordor is even doing.
Hey, did you get that FIFA yet?
Do you want to get it? Do you want to play it tomorrow? I mean, I'll get it if you want to play it. I'm playing by myself. I'm kind of waiting for the inevitable Black Friday 30% off, maybe half off deal, because that's gonna happen. Trust me on that. So.
Right.
Because
I think that'll probably happen with a lot of games. I don't. Probably NBA 2K.
Brian, I'm watching
It's
this
hard to gauge.
Forza Horizon 2 video of this Hummer just constantly flipping over when the computer drives it. And now we're watching a multi-car pileup where all the cars get stuck
Oh, that
in
was
this-
great. Yeah, I saw that earlier. It's pretty good, wonderful.
Anyways, yes, I guess that was our quick recap of what came out. I could talk about Danganronpa, but
Well-
no one wants to hear that, so.
Tonight is Smash. Tonight's
Tonight's
actually
Smash.
like one of the biggest
Smash
releases of the year.
You know what's funny is, like, I don't understand this, Brian. I mean, maybe I'm just lucky, but I haven't put any pre-orders down on any games.
Don't. It's not worth it.
I don't blame you.
I mean, I have the intention of buying games, but I don't have a pre-order on Smash. But I guarantee you that tomorrow afternoon when I get off work, I guarantee you I can walk into a GameStop and say I would like a copy of Smash for the 3DS, and they'll
Right.
be like, okay, here you go.
Yeah. Do you remember my story about NCAA football?
Yeah. No. Smash is like.
I mean, yeah.
I think when it comes to pre-orders, you don't need pre-orders on every game. Like, holy shit, I walked into GameStop the other day and they had like a wall covered in Destiny behind the counter.
Poor things.
But with some games, like the ones I will always remember are Skate 2 and Bravely Default. I walked in to go get Bravely Default and I had to go to 4 different GameStops and 2 different Best Buys to even find a copy of it because it sold out everywhere. And Skate 2, I had to do the same thing, except I was much younger, so I had to have my mom drive me around all the GameStops and stuff to find the goddamn copy of the game.
But it's like, you
Okay.
know that GameStop and all those places are going to order plenty of extra copies because they know the game's going to sell.
Yeah, so you have to use
also-
your head. They're gonna ship plenty of copies of these games regardless, as far as like them being popular games.
And if they don't have it,
Nintendo, I think for Smash you're fine. Like Nintendo, they're gonna have plenty of copies of Smash. I remember when Animal Crossing came out, there was a lot of problems with finding copies of it too, because Nintendo is notorious with undershipping when it comes to a lot of games. I don't think Smash is gonna have that problem, but
like if they don't have it, then Best Buy will have it. And if they don't have it, Target will have it. If they don't have it, then Walmart will have it. Like you can get it. It's not a big deal.
yeah.
I brought up a list of the games out next week, Brian. Fuck your Forza Horizon Drive Club coming out October 7th.
I have very little faith in that game.
Oh, I can't wait to get into my Ferrari.
Is that
and
game still
feel the
free, or is
leather
that
and
game?
feel the click of the seatbelt.
You know what's funny is right now I'm driving a Ferrari, so fuck you, I guess.
Also,
I'm driving
Skyline
my-
Trap Team coming out for PS4. Also,
Is that
Brian,
not out yet? I thought that was out.
I guess not. But also,
Oh.
Brian, Project Spark Starter Pack, Xbox One.
Yeah, Project Spark is free, so I'm not gonna buy any kind of starter pack for that game.
Then Alien Isolation, which I've heard good things about, but not buying that.
Yeah, that's my big regret of the one thing I didn't get to do at GameStop Expo that I meant to do. We walked up to the Alien Isolation thing to do it, and then didn't do it because they were shutting down like the second we walked up there. I'm like, are you fucking alright?
Yeah, that game just scares me, so I want to play
Hey,
it.
Mike, real quick, what was that Project D thing that you were talking about?
Oh,
Yeah,
that
what
was
is that?
a MMO on Steam that's coming out that looks exactly like PSO2, but boy, does that look pretty shitty.
All right, I'll check it out when we're done here. But yeah, I was like,
How?
I was walking with Matt after we saw the whatever movie, and I'm like, Project D? You mean Initial D?
No, it's
Oh, I
MMO
wish.
like PSO2, and it looks really bad. But also, we got Final Fantasy 13 coming out on PC on Steam. If you're into that.
That's weird. That's really weird.
I know. Because like 10 and
I
12.
wonder how long it's gonna take them to mod in a nude mod for Lightning. I give it a week.
God. Also, we got Rise, Son of Rome for PC, which fuck that dumb shit.
I wonder how long it'll take them to mod in a nude mod for Captain Rise. I give it a
Yeah,
week.
I wonder as well. But fuck all of that. October 7th, Costume Quest 2
I wonder how long it'll take
Finally.
them to work in a nude mod for Costume
for
Quest.
the children. Yes.
I give it a week.
It's been 2 years. Costume Quest 1. Can't wait for that game. The game be rad.
Costume Quest 1 was like, it's
It was-
not an incredibly deep RPG, but
No, it's
damn,
not.
is it fun.
I mean, it's Double Fine, so it's gonna be a funny game.
Well, Double Fine, the one thing I really like about Double Fine is that they do a very good job of making games that appeal to all ages. And not by dumbing down their games, but by making very good games.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't even think of a bad game Double Fine's made recently. None come to mind. So yeah, looking forward
I
to that.
can't think of a bad game Double Fine has just made.
I wasn't really all that fond of Brutal Legend after a while. When it turned to RTS, it got kind of bad, but
I mean, I wouldn't say
that
it was
game got hard.
bad, but it wasn't. I don't think it was a bad game. I think it was a good game.
No,
It just had some questionable design choices.
it was okay. But guys, we're in it now. We're in it. Video games.
It's
Video
that time
games.
of year that I really hate because there's so many goddamn games coming out and I only have so much money.
Also, I thought about buying Smash, but the thing is, like, I won't play by myself, so there's no reason for me to buy it.
Yeah, I don't see.
I've got enough friends around here that play it that I'll have plenty of people to play with.
Yeah, like I imagine, like I'd be out somewhere and everybody be playing it, and I'd be like, "All right, I'm going to the GameStop. Be right back." And I'll just go ahead and buy it then.
My main reason for wanting Smash for 3DS is because Kirby Air Ride is still one of my favorite games that I've ever played in my life, and Smash has a Kirby Air Ride mode, so...
It is great.
And Ruben, are you going to like the Smash tournament at Endgame on Saturday?
Well, there's a Persona tournament, so I'll be at that, and I think I'm probably gonna be doing shit afterwards, so probably not. But it's like, I
Persona?
mean, I would honestly, I would just. Oh wait, no, there's a cover charge, so never mind. I'm not.
no,
Wait, there's a
there
cover
isn't.
charge at Endgame?
No. Well, yeah, there is, but not this weekend.
Oh, okay. I mean, if
So I'm thinking about going, maybe, but not if my
Jesus.
dudes aren't there.
I would go
Look,
just
guys,
to like.
I wanted to check out Endgame when I was there, but I don't really want to anymore.
No,
I fucking
I heard-
hate it when places have a cover charge.
Well,
I
it
heard
does
that-
serve alcohol though.
I heard that it's someone told me they took that away.
Well,
Like,
there's no
it's
cover
not like-
charge this weekend. I'm not sure if it's gonna stay that way.
Like someone told me like it's just no longer a thing because they realized like, oh shit, like people aren't gonna like this because like
Well-
it is a cool place for like nerds to just come hang out or whatever, like in between classes or like after classes or shit.
But can they just like not? Can they just like keep the nerd down like to a respectable level, and not cosplay all the time there?
Yeah, that like I've never been there. I can't judge super hard,
Like,
but
they
that's
made,
the
like,
one thing
no
I've heard
fun
is that come on, don't cosplay in public all the time.
To,
Don't
to
do
a
that.
bar. To a
Yeah,
bar.
that sounds kind of bad.
Not cool.
I mean, if the bar is having cosplay contests, I
That-
think
that-
that's one thing.
Yes.
But just to cosplay for the sake of
Because
cosplaying,
there are video games there.
because there happen to be video games somewhere, don't Dude, that's like cosplaying to Matsuri. Don't do that.
Anyways, Mike, I mean, if I got freed up, I would go just a button mash, like no problem. But
Yeah,
most
like-
likely will not be there because I do other things at the moment.
Matt, are you going to the thing?
I don't know. I mean, like, I have to work till 2 anyways. Like, I might go just to hang out.
Like, okay, if you go, text me and I'll go down there with you.
Wait, Matt, are you is the tournament gonna be a 3DS tournament or just?
No, it's
64.
The actual tournament is the 64 Smash.
Oh
Wow.
wait, what?
Yeah, word.
Oh, fuck! I'm not going to that shit. I wanted to try playing the new game.
Well, you can just.
Yeah, I was
call
gonna say,
someone-
Matt, if it was a tournament for the new game, I'd probably recommend you go because that would be something interesting.
Well, no,
to
it's like
have in
as,
a review.
the
but...
prize for the tournament is a new 3DS and that game. So.
Oh.
I mean,
Well,
You can win the tournament, then get a 3DS and that game. It's all perfect for you.
Wait, Mike, do you mean a new 3DS or a new 3DS?
A new 3DS.
Mhm.
Not the new one, but the new one.
is it
God,
a-
I
is it-
just.
okay.
What?
I'm trying to put myself in the shoes of working at GameStop when the new 3DS comes out, and that is going to be the most fucking annoying thing in the world, is people coming in like, my son wants a new 3DS. I'm like, okay, so you want a new 3DS or do you want a new 3DS? Like, I don't... Parents are going to be like, I don't fucking care. My kid asked for something, just get me what he wants. And then I've got to make a split-second decision, like... Do I want to charge the parent more and have them be potentially pissed at me, or do I want to ruin a kid's Christmas?
Brian, before we go, tell us the story about you saw that kid at GameStop the other day.
Oh, that was the fucking worst moment of my career. Like, I applied to work at GameStop because I need a job, but that made me think about my life decisions. I was in GameStop. I was picking up my copy of Shadow of Mordor, and I was waiting in line, and there was a kid and his 2 parents in front of him. And the parents looked kind of D-baggy, like, And the kid was wearing a backwards hat that said swag on it. And, like, this is a kid that's about 12 years old. He's wearing a tank top and a swag hat.
Oh,
And
God.
he walks up, and I wasn't really paying attention, because I don't, like, pay attention
You don't
to
people
that
watch
kind of
that
thing.
game? Yeah. I mean, in that.
I don't like paying attention to people in GameStop. I'm doing my own thing. But one thing I heard was the guy over the counter say, "Are you sure you don't want the PS4?" And like, I was like, okay, that's interesting. Why did he say that? And I was like, all right. And I heard him say, like, he's like, yeah. And they're like, all right, so you want these Call of Duty map packs instead of a PS4? And I'm like, oh no. And then he's like, yeah. And he's like, okay, which map packs do you want? And he's like, Call of Duty Ghosts? He's like, no, I don't have that one. I actually want the Call of Duty Black Ops 2 Mac packs. I'm like, oh lordy, no! This kid opted to get $25 of Call of Duty map packs instead of a PS4. And I don't really know what to do with that information. Cry? I think I should cry. I'm pretty sure I should cry. But like, I went home with... I like that. Do that one.
The title, New SHO'dow of Mordor Horizon.
New SHO'dow of Mordor Horizon.
Yeah, I mean, that's fucking shitty, and fuck those parents.
I just, like... I can't even imagine being that kid and opting to get
No, I want Call of Duty
like
map packs.
outdated Call of Duty. Not even Call of Duty map packs for the new
Black
Call
Ops
of Duty,
2?
but outdated Call of Duty map packs instead of a brand new console. Like, just as an investment, just get the PS4 and sell it back later if you want. I don't care. Don't ruin your life.
Don't ruin your life. Ruin your parents' life when they go into debt because they bought you a new PS4.
They
Right?
look pretty well. Look, they walked him into GameStop and said he could get anything he wanted. Don't blame
No,
the
no.
parents.
They got
did
them
well
Beats by
off.
Dre headphones.
No, he looks back at his mom. I want the store then.
Well, then that 10-year-old would be my boss, I guess.
Have you ever met the obnoxious people who just try to be as annoying as possible? And they'll say something like, "Oh, yeah, the Xbox One is a better like the Xbox 360 is a better console than the Xbox One. Why? Because it has more games? No, it's just a better console." but why?
Look, wait, who says that?
Oh god, no! I just heard people in the past like say that kind of shit, like whether it be like the PS3, PS4, PS2, PS3. Like,
I thought you were talking about people that worked at GameStop. I'm like, that is literally the worst thing I've ever... Because they're trying to sell shit. That's their job. And if they're telling people not to buy the new console, that is literally the worst sales pitch I could ever imagine.
It's just like... just your story just makes me think of gamers who are like people who just are completely off their mind. Like, no reason. Just to be as obnoxious as possible. Just
Ruben,
say
that
stupid
sounds
shit like
like...
that.
Ruben, have you been on the internet?
Yes! That's the problem! Like, that's part of the problem.
Yeah.
Ruben, that sounds like something Andrew would say.
Probably. But
Anyway,
no,
we're running long, Brian. You need to go to a thing and buy some stuff.
Yeah, I gotta get going, so let's wrap this up.
Alright. Thanks for listening, everyone.
This has been the Critical Decast special, real quick Games of the Week episode, because
New
we're able to
SHO'dow.
do that now.
New SHO'dow SHO'dow of Mordor Horizon.
Our quote-unquote fast edition is still an hour and 11 minutes.
Yep.
That's a lot faster than we normally do, though, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Alright. Everyone, stay classy. Oh, you know where I got that from.